News out of York. The York Revolution says that it is canceling tonight's Pride Night game, saying that players refused to wear the Pride Night jersey.
It defaced the Pride rainbow with a Bible verse telling the LGBT community that they do not own the rainbow, that God owns the rainbow.
We also respect that individuals may make personal choices about participating in team activations.
I work for San Francisco Pride, and I think if I espouse beliefs that weren't inclusive, my board of directors would have a problem with that.
The team says the game will be forfeited, but says it will still hold a free Pride Night event at Wellspan Park.
So the rainbow means something to him. It means that he believes in the Noahic covenant being something that's special to us as Christians, right?
So my regulars on this channel are probably happy that we're over halfway through the month of Pride Month, because this is when all of the woke pro LGBTQIA plus and all sorts of additional letters that have been added recently, that's when all of that stuff comes out. All of the woke corporations, all of the insane virtue signaling, all of the people trying to shame you and your family, your friends, your kids, wherever you work, all of these different places into submission, right? Surrender your Christianity and your faith and your beliefs unto the LGBTQ community. The LGBTQ shall reign supreme. That's how they want it, right? They want the weirdos to win, right? Not everybody in the community on the whole is just a complete Looney Tune, but a lot of these people, they're trying to force their beliefs on you in sports are, because you have a team, the York Revolution here, they're deciding to fight back. They said, hey, we're not wearing these stupid rainbow uniforms, rainbow sashes on the arm, rainbow hats, all of this stupid nonsense. They said, we're not doing it. And their game was totally canceled. It wasn't even canceled. They made them forfeit the game, punishing the team. And I'm going to go ahead and react to a video where they discuss this in greater detail. Let's get into it. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. So be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
Park made this announcement late last night, saying this decision was made with, quote, great disappointment. They say some of the players refused to wear the special Pride Night jersey, so this game is being treated as a rainout. But Pride Night will still go on as scheduled. So now this is set to be the 11th annual Pride Night at Wellspan Park. Tonight's game was supposed to be between the Revs and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. The special jerseys that some of the players are refusing to wear had rainbow sleeves. And in the Atlantic League bylaws, which the York Revolution plays in, it says uniformed personnel shall wear matching uniforms. Ultimately, Pride Night is still happening starting at 5:30 tonight, but no baseball game will be played. The Revs say, quote,
y'all know that has to be paid for. Like, those uniforms aren't cheap. So somebody's paying for, probably the players are paying for this, because this isn't this is not MLB teams.
This action by players is completely inconsistent with our vision as the most welcoming place in York, end quote.
Throwing the players under the bus. But then if you got something to say about Christianity, like, oh, I'm going to clutch my pearls, we can't have you sharing Christian values on your hats. These people are crazy.
I would ask the community for understanding. Running an organization in this way, with these difficult dynamics, having to find a solution to these complex problems without a clean solution is a difficult task, and there's no good way to get everybody everything that they want. But our primary function as Wellspan Park in York, Pennsylvania, is to welcome the community in and be the most welcoming place in York.
This dude is basically groveling to the LGBTQ community because the players don't want to wear the uniforms. Not because the players came out and said F the LGBTQ community, not because they came out and said we don't support the LGBTQ community, just because they didn't want to wear uniforms. It'd be like if people like me just came out and said you guys need to wear BLM uniforms or have BLM flags or something. It's like, you don't got to do a dang thing that you don't want to do. And I support that. Don't support me if you don't support me. Support me if you want to. I don't understand the logic behind these. It's like, to them, it's like it would feel good to force compliance, and that's what they want. That's why I use terms like weirdo. Some people may not like that, but I use those terms on purpose because You have to be a weirdo if you support trying to force people into compliance and submission and pride. Like, I don't give a crap about none of that. There's a lot of stuff I'm proud about, but I can be proud about it on my dang gum self, or maybe with people who support me on the channel, or with family or something. It don't got to be with strangers. Like, you guys got to be kidding me.
And the Revolution says it will donate $10,000 to the Rainbow Rose Center, describing the contribution as a gesture of regret over the last-minute change and as a show of support for the LGBTQIA+ community partners.
$10,000. Hold on, I got to hear this again. They're donating $10,000. Were they gonna donate that before, or is this something they decided to do to make it up to the community? That sounds crazy if that's the case. Hold on.
Be the most.
And the Revolution says it will donate $10,000 to the Rainbow Rose Center, describing the contribution as a gesture of regret over the last-minute change and as a show of support for the LGBTQIA+ community partners.
Wow.
And the Rainbow Rose Center put a statement out on Facebook in part saying, "This situation has been difficult for many members of the LGBTQ+ community, our supporters, and our organization. While we are disappointed that the circumstances led to this outcome, we appreciate the York Revolution's commitment to ensuring that Pride in the Park will still take place."
Look, there's nothing wrong with if some people want to have their Pride celebration. There is something wrong with you need to celebrate Pride with them. There's definitely something wrong with that. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and also react a little bit to another clip. This clip is pretty long, so I'm not going to react to the whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys part of it, and then I'll give my final 2 cents and we'll close out. This is in regard to the MLB situation. The previous teams aren't MLB. This is the MLB, the players that had the Bible verses on their hats.
They defaced the Pride Rainbow with a Bible verse telling the LGBT community that they do not own the rainbow, that God owns the rainbow. If I were
facts. Genesis.
Giants fan, I would never attend a game again.
They defaced the Pride Rainbow. 4 words that I never thought I'd hear after 4 players on the San Francisco Giants wrote Bible verses from Genesis on their team-mandated Pride hats, where the Giants logo was turned into a magical rainbow. In response, Major League Baseball said, quote, "The writing on the cap violates our rules, and consistent with normal practice, we have warned the players about future violations." They also went on to say that the violation had nothing to do with the content of the message, which I just find hard to believe, because for years,
that sounds like a bold-faced lie.
With the content of the message, which I just find hard to believe, because for years, players like our next guest have been writing things on their uniforms and their cleats, and the league never said anything. Only when it's a Bible verse,
of course,
is it suddenly controversial.
It's because these people hate Christianity. They hate God because they know God doesn't support perversion.
Curt Schilling is a former Major League pitcher. He's a 3-time World Series champion. He's a World Series MVP. He should be in the Hall of Fame. James Upmeyer is the Florida Attorney General and is one of multiple attorney generals across the country investigating Major League Baseball. Curt, during the 2004 World Series, one of the 2 bloody sock games, you wrote KALS on your cleat, meaning basically strike out Lou Gehrig's disease. Did Major League Baseball have any issues with that after that?
That shoe right there is actually in the Hall of Fame. So, no, not at all.
Okay.
Never,
well, what do you know?
Was ever said.
Okay. Would you wear Pride gear if you were still with the Red Sox right now? They had their Pride night last night.
No. No, I would not. There's a deeper theological discussion here. I mean, if I asked you to make a prediction of something that you think is going to happen 50 years from now, the chances that you were right would be 1 in a million, right? 2,000 years ago, we were told this. Christians will be persecuted. They will be attacked. And all through Matthew and John and Timothy, that they made it, we will be hated by all nations. Now, listen, I'm a Christian. I'm deep in my faith. I expect it. This is not as surprising. And I promise you that those 3 guys that did this aren't surprised by it either. But I don't get, first of all, I want to see every legal thing that can happen in this case. And we've seen this, right? We saw the Tampa Bay players who refused to wear the jersey or the patch. But I promise you, if this was based on the Quran or if this was based on Mormonism, and if this was based on any religion other than Christianity, that this would be no one would have heard anything about this.
Yeah, if it was, like I said, guys, I'm gonna cut the video there. If it was BLM, Free Palestine, like something stupid like that, they wouldn't have said anything. If there was, let's say, a gay member in the league, and he just always chose to, put something on his, his hat that had, I don't know, a rainbow or something on it, you think they would say anything? And if they did, you don't think that they would get so much hell that they would back down? Because, we know that the LGBTQ community is some of the biggest crybabies in existence. That's probably maybe why they capitulate to such a small minority of people, because they're loud as hell. You think that they would do anything? Of course not. We know the trend here. What pisses me off about this is people try to pretend, usually leftists, mostly leftists, try to pretend as though it's not happening or something. Like, we could clearly see with our own eyes what's occurring. There's clear evidence of what is occurring. So it's not just an opinion. It's very clear evidence as already been presented in this video. And they'll just pretend like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, the LGBTQ community is just shut down every which way, left and right. Like, no, they literally just said they're still holding the Pride Night. How were they shut down? They forced the team to forfeit, and they're still hosting a Pride Night event. LGBTQ still gets to be celebrated by the people who want to celebrate it. What's wrong with that? That's not enough. Nobody went and started burning crosses on their lawns, or started taking, I don't know, rainbow jerseys and started burning them, as far as I've seen. They just said, leave us the hell up out of it. And I'm tired of people acting like not wanting to be a part of it means that you're against it. What makes people against it is when you try to force compliance and force submission. Nobody likes to be forced into anything. And you try to do it, you're going to find out, because you're going to get rejected more and more and more. Eventually, it's going to get to the point where people do want to cancel all the Pride events, where they do want to cancel Pride Month, and you're going to birth another freaking Trump revolution if you keep it up. It might be Donald Trump Jr., it might be Eric Trump, it might be Laura Trump, it might be any of the Trumps, or it might be somebody else who comes after these lunatics, because nobody likes to be forced to do anything. And if you don't want to wear the stupid uniforms, I encourage anybody who sees this video who is a part of any type of league, anybody who has any kids or grandkids who are part of any type of league, tell them, like, F no, don't wear none of that nonsense. Stand up for your religion, stand up for your values, and tell these people that they can F off. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm out. Shout out to my members, patrons, and fellow anomalies: Cyber Noodle, 655, The Great, Bella Scott, Carpentier John, and Pinecone 6. I appreciate you guys every single day.
Wow, so gay but not Christian. Civil rights but no religious freedom.